Aries, welcome to summer. Happy Virgo season. Let's play some cards. Alright, Mars has been in the sign of Virgo, and it will soon be joining Venus in Libra. Mars and Venus in Venus's home sign of Libra. There is an intensity and a passion to the air that's kind of undeniable. It's really magic, and it doesn't happen so often. I think this might be the perfect timing, at least the perfect stage set up for Three of Cups and the Knight of Swords. Celebrating, getting together, sharing information, partying, having a good time, letting your hair down, being all about life and life's beauty, just a really social period where you're out, you're dressed to kill, and you're out to be seen. September, Knight of Swords. I think the communication, while it's in Libra, Three of Wands, brings you some sort of a conclusion, a win, a return. It's all about being in a really good state of mind, Aries. It's all about being high vibe. It's all about being very into your appearance, life like a movie, all of the parties, all of the details, all of the extra bits and pieces. Communication's really like strong. There's a return, okay? There's some sort of return on a situation that you might have got into Aries new moon earlier this year. Now, it's been a while of focus, intent, attention to a certain project at hand. Six of Wands, the Hierophant, the Five of Cups, the Nine of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Tower card, and the King of Cups. Aries, a very eventful September, end of summer, winding up the season, Virgo season. Aries. It may have felt a bit like, I think 2020 may have felt like a bit of a tower moment, a bit of a collapse of structure, a bit of an unsurety to the energy, not really sure of what was up or what was down, what was coming, what was going. However, you've got your head, I think, really focused intently on just how much work needed to be done on the self. And I do think that you've taken to applying the self-care mentally, physically, spiritually, really well. And I say that because the Hierophant card, Taurian energy, is here. So we get to Virgo season, and there is a need for you to get really, really clear about what you're trying to win. What victories are you sort of attending to? What victories are you trying to find? What's the message in the bigger picture here? Your communication, you showing up for this matrixy stuff, you winning, you figuring out a way of finding the light regardless of the rubble of this tower, has kind of meant that you've had to pull your energy inwards and really get spiritually solid, really get spiritually sound, really make it to source, really connect with the divine, with God, with source, the grander power. You're now in this situation, and I think Virgo season being very much the season of the Hermit, where everyone gets organized, where everyone gets their Excel sheets out, and everyone's planning what's happening for the next bit of the year and beyond. The Five of Cups is almost like a bit of a, hold on one second. If you're going to clean up and if you're going to make best use of the season, and if you're really going to be in the season and be all about it, then it's imperative that you actually do the thing where you actually look at the thing, and if it's chipped, if it's broken, you can't take it forward with you. And I mean that very literally. If the relationship is chipped or if it's broken, you can't take it forward with you. We're ascending to the 5D, this Nine of Swords, very much in your head about conflicts that really have to be resolved at this point. They're so intimate and they're so personal and they're so debilitating, and the key in this season, the season of the wise sage, the season of the Virgo, the Hermit, the High Priestess, the Maiden, the Shaman, is to be really practical, okay? And this Nine of Swords energy, overly analytical, almost like stifled progress, which seems to be a stark conflict to how you know you've got to appear and how you know you've got to be. And it's almost like this front that you've created of how intently you are focused on making, you know, you just want to have a good time without doing the work. And the tower's crumbling, and it's saying there needs to be some sort of emotionally intelligent wake-up call here, saying, listen, if it's broken, you can't take it. You've got to clean up these Nine Swords, and the only way out is in the Hierophant card. Sure, it's what you can preach to others and what you can tell others and what you can be about, but listen, if it's not something that you're really connecting with yourself, you've got to make time to connect with yourself, because it's not going to make sense and it's not going to be fun, and nothing's going to feel fun anymore until you're making that solid connection, not only with yourself but to source. There's a relationship that needs working on, and it's your pessimism, it's your reluctance to release these thoughts that are quite frankly a bit self-sabotage, because you know that there is stuff that cannot go forward with you. And if things feel like they're crumbling right now, know that the opposite, the duality, which is promised, is that there should be a victory that follows. Don't just make the victory a superficial victory where it's very on the surface and it's not very substantial. The big win is getting into the nitty-gritty, right? And I feel as if you decide to get into the nitty-gritty in this month, where you take seriously, you really take quite seriously the soul work, the exploring of the consciousness, the making time to know yourself, the just being in full consciousness, coming back into yourself, coming back into your spiritual self. It's cleanup time. I don't know how well that title's going to go down, Aries, but we will find out. I hope you have a beautiful September. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Virgo season. All my love to you. If you would like to book a reading, visit rubyreadstarot.com. In the description box is all the details. Thank you so much for joining. Ciao.